Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Ascension Playground. This is Ursie. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to share with you my dear friend Anne Marie with Starseeds Rising. She had this book, and I just had to get it. There's something in me that just loves, loves, loves the early fairy tales, and now Mother Goose with star tales. The thing that fascinates me being an artist is this idea of taking very basic tales and then weaving them in with esoteric wisdom, again, to bring them down and help us bridge this very lofty spiritual ascension kind of narrative. How do you bring it down to a pedestrian level and bridge so we can like understand what's going on? I mean, just to start learning the names of the stars and the constellations, that's a huge jump for many of us. So, this idea of Mother Goose guiding the star tales, it's just a beautiful book, hardbound. And if you don't mind, let me just tell you what it includes. It includes a history of Mother Goose. Did you even know that there was a history of Mother Goose? It includes finding the stars with their corresponding Mother Goose rhymes. So this book takes the nursery tales and puts them up in the heavens, and it gives a way to start, oh, that's how I can learn the star tales. I believe it's for children and adults. There's easy to use sky maps, there's a glossary of astronomical terms, and there's historical references. I love it. I love it. So I have something to share with you. Let's see. To make it come to life, here it is. This is the book cover. Look at her. Isn't this amazing? Mother Goose riding into the heavens. And the author is Mary Stewart Adams. And the beautiful illustrations are by Patricia De Lisa. Just amazing. It's for those who seek the secret language of the stars. So, hello out there. If you have enjoyed the mini galactic soul readings that I've been offering on the Ascension Playground, you might want to consider this book. I just love it. I go to bed and I read some of these tales. Okay, so here we go, because I live in the land of once upon a time. Once upon a time. Look at this. This is one of the pages, the early introduction pages of the book. And I'll just read it real quickly. There was a time when the stars spoke to human beings, and though they have grown silent now, this silencing didn't happen all at once or even entirely. Ha ha, that's where astrology comes in. Through long ages, there have always been those who could hear and understand this speaking, and who could read the starry script, while the others, they slept, and sleeping they could only dream. These star readers have been known by different names through every age, secret names that were hidden so as not to expose the sacred knowledge they bore. Perhaps most hidden among these storytellers of the stars is the Mother Goose, and her tales may go something like this, dot, dot, dot. And then it moves into this beautiful history. I also wanted to share this last little slide with you. Here is looking at the May evening sky. And Mary put the idea of the tale of little Bo Peep, who lost her sheep and didn't know where to find them. So little Bo Peep, she's pointing out, here's the constellation of Boots and Arcturus, okay? And her little sheep, she's calling as the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper. See how they are circumpolar? They're at the top and they're going around. She can't find her sheep. So then up here in Cephas, who's the king, here's someone that's going to help her find her sheep. So this is a way to understand here's the ecliptic, here's the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. Oh, just love it. Let me stop sharing. Okay, I have a different message to share that's within this book, and it's this idea of the mother goose. Isn't it fascinating how, since the Da Vinci Codes, that was the movie and the book, hidden in plain sight. This seems to be a common motif when we look at divine mysteries, the mystery schools. They were a mystery because they weren't for the public. It was divine wisdom held with a small group of people that were holding and passing on this wisdom until it was time to go public. But what I didn't know, I thought Mother Goose was just a made-up name. Instead, Mary, the author, Stewart Adams, talks about this lineage of the Mother Goose. And it really has a beautiful parallel with, if you've studied Mary Magdalene, the mystery schools of the divine feminine, this has beautiful alignment with that. And it's not just for women, but the Mother Goose is calling forward the feminine aspect. And so weaving in these, beautiful tales for children, nursery rhymes. What better place to hide amazing information than in nursery rhymes? So this is what fascinates me. So she takes the nursery rhymes and through guidance, spiritual guidance, she's created this lovely book, by just opening up to old King Cole, and you can start learning about the constellation about Cephas, if I'm saying that correctly, about the king. And so you start learning the stories of the stars through the nursery rhymes. And one thing about the Ascension Playground, it truly is this idea of, do you remember what it was like to be a child? To be a happy kid? Now, come on. I know many of us had childhoods where we remember the trauma and the drama and the chaos, perhaps, but do you remember being a kid? That moment where you could remember, okay, playing at the park, looking up at the stars, the stories. I mean, I read a lot of Aesop fables and I couldn't believe it. I was having lunch with my son. It just turned, his birthday was just recently, and he didn't know what the Aesop's fables were about the ant and the grasshopper. I was like, really? That didn't stick with you? Because that's one of my favorite. And if you don't know Aesop's fable around the ant and the grasshopper, put it in the comment box and I'll have to do a little mini story. But Mother Goose, the nursery rhymes, Hey Diddle Diddle, Little Bo Peep, Banbury Cross, it's all here. Oh, look at this. Andromeda is looked at as the one with rings on her fingers and bells on her toes, and she's paired with Pegasus, the white horse in the heavens. Just a gorgeous book. Look at this. Big, big. Here's an interlude because she sets the book up where we can learn about the history of Mother Goose. We can learn about the constellations, the primary ones. And then if you don't know some of the terminology of the cosmos, she gives a very understandable, this is what it means. All right. So tuning within to each of our own inner children, this is why I call myself Ursie on the playground. No one would call me that except my dad. And I always go like, ah. But you know what? I'm starting to learn how to play with my own inner child because what the heck? We've learned how to be so serious. We've learned how to be so darn professional and we've done the good work. We're tired. And now what? The children are raised at my stage of life. And then what? For me, it's this idea of going back as a vortex, going back and remembering what it was like to be a child again. And so I hope my little chat today inspires you to remember what were the stories of your childhood? What were the good stories? What were the good experiences? And if you like looking up at the stars and you enjoy story time, this might be a great gift to yourself and to your children and grandchildren as a way of looking at the heavens. Okay, thanks for listening. Appreciate your subscriptions, and we'll see you next time on the Ascension Playground. Okay, bye for now. Ursie says bye. Where's the ice cream truck? See you next time.